referring to. Well, it can't be because it's previous 6 years before you were really there, so it must be something different.
I didn't quite get that. What?
I found some information on our system about two lads who were arrested in 1977 for threatening to kill Brother James, the headmaster.
Yeah.
And when I saw that, I thought to myself, well, Andy talks about two people being arrested and giving information. Maybe it was these two. But when I looked into it, it can't be who you're referring to because they were arrested in 1977, which was 6 years before you went to St Williams. So it must be something different.
Why would the police? Why would they even have told me that then? Because they didn't tell me that. They just told me that they had two people in the cells.
Yes, yeah, and that's what I'm struggling to find any information about. There's nothing in their notebooks, nothing on the inquiry database, and they say that they can't remember.
How would I even know about them two guys?
I know it's not up to you, but it's a bit of a mystery as to what all that is about. Anyway, the other thing I did, Andy, is I rang Lincolnshire Police and I tried to get to the bottom of what's happened with your complaint to them about Dayton Close.
Yeah.
And I managed to track down finally the woman who's dealing with it. It was called Sally Stannard. I don't know if you got the details I sent you in the email.
Right.
Did you get that?
I don't know because I can't get hold of my emails at the moment.
Right. If you got a pen handy, Andy, it might be worth you writing down the name of the woman who was the detective that's supposed to be dealing with that.
Yeah.
So you've got it with your documentation. She's called Sally Stannard. Sally Stannard.
Yeah.
And she works in the Louth CID. And I've spoken to her and asked her what's going on with the Dayton Close job, because obviously we forwarded it to them in 2012 when you and I last spoke. And she said that something about she tried to contact you and she couldn't get hold of you. And I said, well, we know where Andy is. We've got his updated address and phone number. Can you contact him? What's going on with it? She said, well, we need to speak to him about it to try and progress things. I said, well, why did it take us so long? This was 2 years ago. And she said, oh, well, we couldn't contact him. Anyway, I didn't think that was a particularly good answer. But she did promise me that she would ring you. Has she contacted you?
No, she hasn't. Not at all.
It might be worth, Andy. Do you know the Police National Emergency Number 101?
Yeah.
If you ring 101 and you follow the options and ask for Lincolnshire Police, and then when you get through to the switchboard operator, if you ask for DC Sally Stannard at Louth, they should put you through.
Right.
And I mean, it's up to you, but I would give her a call and ask her what's going on with it.
Right.
She should have rung you by now. She told me that she would do, but...
Well, I've been told this before by them a few times. I've even had an email from saying they're coming to see me and just not turned up. And they have phoned me up and my number has always worked. I've had the same trouble with the bloody solicitors as well, where they're telling me they're going to ring me and do this and do that, and they just don't. And it's really fucking doing me head in. Do you know what I mean? The way I'm being fucking treated and shit, man. It's like, what the fuck is going on? I'm sick to death of it all, man.
I know, it is not good, mate. I'm hoping that this Sally Stannard will get her act together now, and I'm frustrated that she hasn't contacted you by now. I mean, if you get a chance, I would follow it up with a phone call to her.
Yeah, well, I'm in a bit of a predicament at the minute, though. I've got no money and I've got no credit and I've got nothing like that to be able to do that.
Right.
Right. That's how it is at the minute. I've not been able to work because, well, I've been injured from a bike accident for God knows how long now, 3 odd months.
Right.
I'm doing the odd bit of work here and there, but it's like, it's all light stuff and not stuff that's earning me a fucking decent any money, you know.
Yeah.
I'm a bit broke at right now, like I'm working for pennies, man, and just doing odd jobs and that.
Yeah.
So, I rely on them making a phone call to me. Well, it's their job to do that anyway, you know what?
It is, no, I agree.
Why
I agree,
is it
mate.
my
I'll tell
job?
you what I'll do. I'll contact her again, and I'll ask her to ring you.
Yeah.
I'll ask her to ring you.
I don't understand why the police told me that about these guys then. I don't know. Why did they say that then to me? Why did they fucking say that? That's really confused me now.
I don't know, Andy. I've tried to follow all the lines of inquiry to try and establish exactly where this miscommunication is and why they've said that and when, but it's drawn a blank. But while we've been talking, I've been on our computer system and I've looked up the original action from 2002 from when they went to see you.
Yeah.
I'll tell you why they came to see you.
Right.
There was a member of staff called Peter Kelly.
Peter Kelly.
I don't know if that's the name that you remember.
Yeah.
But it came to light when they were doing the investigation in 2002 that Peter Kelly had been disciplined for using excessive force in an incident which involved you.
Right.
It's not this incident with you being knocked out, but it's obviously some kind of an incident involving this Peter Kelly and some kind of a altercation with you. And they came to see you because of that, to see what you could tell them about it. And it's then that they've taken these statements from you about St William's, Dayton Close, and the Boot family.
Right. And in my statement, I certainly couldn't remember much apart from being knocked out.
Yes, that is in your statement.
Yeah, I know exactly what I said in my statement, like, but since then it's like, yeah, I've not had to think about this or do anything like this up until that point when the police come, and it was like I've been shoving that to the back of my head and trying to keep that at the back of my head and away from my, because it's caused me a lot of problems, the kind of shit that's happened to me in kids' homes and care. And it wasn't until I fucking left it was like, oh my fucking god, you're just getting more and more head fucks and that about it all. More memories, and then it's been left all this time because I've not been able to face up to it, man. But I've been doing it this last year. I've fucking, you know what I mean, just gone, right, fuck it, man, you know what I mean, I'm going to start writing a book about it. And then I've just started remembering other things, memories, kicking other memories in, and it's like, fuck me, man, here we go. It's a roller coaster fucking ride for me, man. And it's not fucking nice, man. And it's not nice hearing that if that's the case, that this Peter Kelly guy, I mean, what did that say? What was that incident? Was that the incident where I was knocked out?
You mean this thing with Peter Kelly?
Yeah.
Right, well, let me have a look. As we're talking, I'm actually getting his statements up from 2002.
Yeah.
Let's see what he says, because this was the statement that led to them coming to see you. Just bear with me.
I mean, why did they even mention those two guys? They said they had two guys in the cells, and the reason they've come to see me is because of what they said. Huh?
Yeah.
So like, why is it suddenly like Peter Kelly? Who told them about Peter Kelly then?
Well, they've been to see Peter Kelly as part of the inquiry. Just bear with me. I've got his statement here.
Yeah.
And we should be able to see what he said. But there's nothing on our system about two people being arrested. You know, like you've said, there's nothing anywhere about similar to that.
And the only history of that is back in the 70s. Why did the police even say that to me then?
I don't know, but just let me tell you what it says in Peter Kelly's statement, which is why the officers came to see you. He puts in it, he talks about some incidents at St William's, and he says that I was disciplined twice. One of the times was when I was working with Jane Mead. It was mealtime and someone had made a mess. I didn't know who, so I told the group that I didn't mind, but someone must clear up the mess. The group was Ferdos Rabani, Andrew Mackey and Peter Fowler and Jamie Dykes and someone called Sean. They refused to clean up and started chucking dishes about. They were running around the tables. They were running around throwing tables and chairs about.
No, mate, don't think so.
And he was saying that, you know, he's been disciplined for whatever it was that he did to try and stop you lot running round.
Nah. Do you know, nothing like that ever happened there, man, like shit like that. It was like, we might have, I don't know, fucking hell, chucking chairs and shit like that about. Nah.
He gave that statement in 2001, and it was after the officer took that statement that they said, right, well, we'll go and see Andy Mackey and see what he's got to say. And obviously you've then talked about this different incident where you were knocked out upstairs. But obviously they couldn't arrest it at the time because there were no witnesses that they knew about and no suspects. I know that you've said they told you this information about the entry in the book and the people who have been arrested, but we can't find anything about that, Andy. I know how frustrating that must be for you, but I've kind of dug around, and we just can't find anything to do with that. I can't understand it myself.
Have you actually seen the incident report book itself yourself?
Yes. We've been through all this material held at the diocese, which is stuff from St William's, and there were lots of what they call house books for each house, where they kept like a log of things that went on in the house by the staff there, and there were absconders books, and there were night watchman sheets, because apparently there were night supervisors, weren't they, who looked after the kids at night, and all this type of stuff. We haven't found any accident report books. Doesn't mean to say there weren't any, just there are none there now.
Yeah.
And we've been over it all with a fine-tooth comb.
Yeah, I'm not saying you haven't, but I just...
and I feel we've kind of let you down, really, and that I can't give you more positive information, but...
Can you find out whether there was actually accident report books that might have gone missing, or the dioceses themselves have hidden, or not given you? I mean...
It's possible. That's possible.
But then how would the police have seen it in the first place in order to tell me that? So I don't fucking get it.
That's the mystery that we can't understand.
Have the police officers bolted that on? Just to make it... I don't know. Have they just bolted that on? Do they know about that information, and then they've just bolted that on when they've come to see me? Oh, we've got 2 guys in custody. It's like, have they just bolted that on as part of their story as to why they've come and said, what's going on, man?
I don't know. I honestly don't know, Andy, which is why I've spoken to them personally, and they say, well, don't have any memory of that, and there's nothing in their notebooks. I mean...
Well, those police officers, right, my next question is, those police officers, right, that came... Oh, God, I forgot the question already. Oh, damn.
I know. Well, I've had a meeting with our boss, and I've run through with her these details of your case where I've dug out, and I suggested that there were two possible further lines of inquiry we could potentially pursue.
Right, can I just...
One would be to go...
Sorry, can I just say this while I've got it in my head? Those 2 police officers, were they part of the investigation when the police themselves were being investigated?
Yes. Well, when the operation that they came to see you on was called Operation Aldgate, and in 2005 there was a separate operation which you've referred to before, which is called Operation Ghislaine, and the IPCC ran it, the Independent Police Complaints Commission, and they investigated basically what had gone on in the original investigation, and all of the officers that were involved in that, including the ones that came to see you, Phil Barber and Dave Floater, were seen by the IPCC as part of that inquiry. So yeah, that was all looked into by them as well, and I've searched their database, and there's nothing referring to you on that, Andy. There's nothing referring to this this entry in the book or the house mother or the people arrested. There's nothing.
What about the house mother herself then? Could you not see the house mother? Is she still alive?
Well, the problem is that there were kind of dozens and dozens of house mothers at St William's at that time in the early 80s, and before and after, and it's just we don't know who that was. It could have been anyone.
Right. Look, I need to get this information to you. I need to get you these things, don't I? These links and that and all of what my mates found. I need to send you them. I know that there's just so much data. Just got so much stuff. It's fucking unbelievable.
You said you had the names of these people that were arrested and what have you. If you do have extra information about that might take us further, then please, send it to us, and I'll look into that.
Yeah. Well, do you know those people, right? Okay, this will answer the question of that. Do those guys that were arrested, right? Did one of them kill themselves?
No. And like I say, the 2 that I referred to earlier were arrested in 1977, which was 6 years before you ever went to St Williams. So,
yeah.
Honestly, I don't think that is the same. I don't think they're the same people. I think that's something different.
Yeah. Yeah, well, that's kind of what I want to confirm, whether them two people, any of them two people any one of them two kill themselves whilst they was in jail? Because that's what my mate found on one of these links that he's given me, like, saying that one of the two had killed himself, was in the jail.
Well, if you've got that information, Andy, you can give it to me, then, you know what, I'll look into it.
Yeah.
I'll look into it, mate. But when I met with our boss and we discussed this particular case, and with us having no witnesses or suspects and not having found this information that, you know, you've said that you were told about, we are pretty much stumped as to where we can go from here to progress it.
Yeah.
And I know that's not, you know, not much help to you.
Well,
I suggested to our boss that we could look through your social services records if they exist. But we've contacted Links Police, and one thing they did tell me is, as part of their investigation to do with you, they have contacted the local authority, which one of the local authorities was North East Lincolnshire, where you were fostered out and what have you, and they've told them that they don't have any social services records in existence relating to you anymore.
What? That's my...
Which is another, blow, really.
Another blow. It's a big blow to me, because at the end of the day, most people can go to their parents and find out what happened when they were kids. My parents are the social services in my book, and they have got no right to throw stuff like that away. They've got no right to destroy stuff like that. That's my history.
Apparently there is some information relating to you being fostered by the Boots, but it's just specifically about that. There's nothing else to do with, you going to St Williams and what happened there, and your general social services records are apparently not in existence anymore.
No, man. No, how can that be?
Which is just another blow, really, isn't it?
How can that even be, though? Is that right, that they've got the right to destroy my records, then?
Well, I have to say that, as you know, we're progressing to court with a large number of cases to do with St Williams, and a lot of the men that are part of the case, social services records are missing in the same way that yours are. It's actually not uncommon, because a lot of the local authorities were really poor at storing things and retaining them. They kind of just got rid of stuff.
Never. I don't believe that.
Which is, pretty...
That's shocked me, that has. That's fucking shocking, that.
One of the things I was going to mention, Andy, and I put details in the email that I sent to you that you won't have been able to get. One of the things we routinely try and do in cases like this is we refer, people in your position to victim support, and which is, a charity, but they're a specialist charity trained to provide, emotional and practical support really to victims of crime. And a lot of people aren't interested, but they are quite good. Would you like me to refer you to them, and they will contact you?
Yeah.
If you're not going to deal with things, it might help. Because at the end of the day, if they ring you and you think, oh well, they can't do it, then you can always just, you don't have to follow it up. But the opportunity's there, isn't it?
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I'm seeing a psychiatrist about this anyway. Apparently, I'm waiting on a phone call off them today. I've been trying to get a psychologist, for a while.
I'll make a referral then to victim support in your local area to make contact with you.
Yeah.
All right.
In
the email, I also put some other details of some other specialist organisations that might be able to provide you with some support. Organisations that deal with childhood abuse and that type of thing.
Yeah.
Do you want me to give you some details of those, Andy?
Could you send me in an email, because I won't be able to get to them hopefully tomorrow that it's going to be turned on. If not, it's going to be just after Christmas Day.
Okay. Well, I'll tell you what I'll do. I sent it to you on the 18th, but I'll resend the email to you.
Yeah.
With the details in, and hopefully when you get your emails back online, you'll be able to see that, and it's got details in. Because I do think that if you're struggling to deal with things, they might be able to help.
Yeah. Yep.
All right.
Yep.
If in the meantime you find this information that you've mentioned that your mate managed to dig up. Can you send it to me? And we'll look into it.
I will do. As soon as I'm back online, I'll send it off to you. Well, I know I've got that much info though. It might take a couple of days, but I've got it. I know 100% I've got it all. I've got it all on my computer. I've had it from my computer for over a year now, and I've just been collecting more stuff as my mate's been looking for me.
Okay. The other thing I wanted to mention, Andy, because I know you'd mentioned about the solicitors now, you know, you were very disgruntled about the way they dealt with you. I did a bit of research on it. The Solicitors Regulation Authority is what regulates solicitors. And if someone is confident that a solicitor has not acted with integrity and has breached standards of honesty and integrity, then you can make a report to they call them the SRA, Solicitors Regulation Authority.
Right.
I don't know if you wanted to consider contacting them about your concerns about David Greenwood. I've got the website address for you to have a look at if you're interested.
Could you send that as well to me via email? Is that okay?
Yeah. I'll stick that in the email. That's not a problem.
Because I am I'm gobsmacked how the solicitors themselves are dealing with it. You see, they've had, when they first started up with Jordan solicitors, they'd kept files under my name, but they weren't even on my name. They'd spelt my name wrong and all that. And they had two separate files, even though it was one case. They had two separate files, and I've got a recording of this, of them saying, "Oh, we're ever so sorry, Mr. Mackey," and it was the same crack. Like when you're telling me that the police can't get in touch with me, they were doing the same thing, saying they couldn't get in touch with me, and and then I phoned them up. I phoned them up one time, and I was like, right, why hasn't anybody been in touch with me? Why hasn't anybody dealt with me? Why hasn't anybody been to sort this out? And they was like, oh well, we've tried to get in touch with you, but we haven't been able to. And I went, right, well, phone back that number right now that you've got on file. And they phoned it back. Oh, we're ever so sorry, Mr. Mackey. He's like, oh yeah, nice one, like. And then like I said, they started telling us that they'd made a mistake and they had two files on me, but not under my name, two separate files, and that's when I sacked them, and then went to Swinsky Solicitors, and lo and behold, the same man, David Greenwood, he's working for both companies anyway. So it's like, and then every solicitors that I've phoned up, they've referred me straight back to Swinsky Solicitors or Jordan Solicitors, which he's a part of both firms anyway. So like. Do you know what I mean? They've like David Greenwood himself is working for one firm, and then the opposition firm, he works for them as well anyway. He's in control of fucking both of them. So that to me is. I mean, I
don't quite know what's going on with that really. It's not something that really that we can get too involved in. It's more a matter between you and them, to be honest. Yeah. But I will send you this link to the SRA, Solicitors Regulation Authority, and you can have a look at it and decide if you want to report them if you think they've acted wrongly.
Well, I do. They've sent me now 3. I sent them the same as what I sent you. My the book that I'm writing at the minute, like. And I'd sent them that, and they've just picked bits and bobs out of different eras, different years, you know what I mean, and then just made a fucking story up and then posted it back to me, trying to get me to sign it. They've sent me 3 now, they've sent me 3, and all of them are wrong. None of them are specific to what has gone on at St William's. It's like, what the fuck are you doing, man?
Right, yeah, it just sound a little bit incompetent from what you've said, but like I say, it's not something we can get too involved in, really. But I will send you the link. Like I say, where we are with it at the minute is that we've kind of followed all the avenues we can. Unless you can give us some more information, you said you've got some stuff that takes us further. I've kind of come to a little bit of a dead end with trying to investigate your case, because the key thing is for your case to identify witnesses or a suspect to this incident when you were knocked out, and we've just been scuppered at every avenue, Andy. I know that's no good for you, mate. but I have been. They've just all come to a dead end.
Yeah, well.
But the other thing I want to tell you is you're no different to in